I'm doing my photo op.
I got a nice long one.
No
Hear
autographs.
what we're saying on the camera.
Okay, you can say what your poster says.
Oh, I don't have a poster. I can't see right now. The
Okay.
letters are in my eye.
January 31st, 1 p.m.
January 31st, 1 p.m.
January 31st, 1 p.m. Victoria Square. Stop taking our children. Give them back.
Good show. Ministry of Children and Family Destruction. That's a good one.
Ministry of that's
Stop destroying our families. Stop taking our children away. Residential school has not gone away. It's been replaced by the Child and Family Services.
Foster care system.
Foster care, our children are still being stolen from us.
No more excuses for MCFP abuses. Children are dying in care of the Ministry for Children and Families. When is the government going to wake up and listen?
Exactly. Looks good, guys.
My daughter's having trouble getting her children back, and they're making more rules for her visiting her children now than it was in the court order. And they're getting $3,000 a month per child. And
Wow.
no wonder they don't want to give the children back. Thank you very much.
How long have they been in care?
For over a year.
Over a year. That's a long time.
Instead of providing parents with the services needed to keep custody of their children, they're just removing them.
That's right.
And that's wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
And they have a new policy in place so that families cannot go by families and ask them to look after their kids. Now the ministry has to be involved. So they're involved all the way through, right up until the child turns 18 or whatever. So you can't make that decision on your own anymore. And that's their way of controlling and making sure that there's no solutions to the
Yeah,
problems.
and once they age out, they just get kicked out in the streets. They have no resources. They have nothing. They have no tools. Nothing. They just suffer.
Go on welfare and they get into trouble.
And then that new jail they're building, many of those kids are going to end up there, which I'm worried. I'm
Yeah.
very worried about that.
I'm a result
so-
of being taken away from Family and Child Services. And I'm 44 now, and I'm still trying to grow up. I'm going to journalism, but after leaving childcare, I ended up in addiction and working on the street. And now I don't work on the street, and I only drink, and I no longer do drugs. But it took me many years to try and stop that.
You did that by yourself?
I did that.
Yeah.
Well, I did that with the help of the Women's Center and my counselor, Carol, over there.
Thank you, Women's Center, for all your help and support, and the wonderful elders. The elders, oh my goodness, they're so wonderful, and you
So-
really have to hear them. They're going to be at the January 31st protest. If you care, come down and listen to your elders because they tell the truth, and they have been through the generations, and they can see the generational effects this has on our families, and it really, really, really just needs to stop. The cash for kids needs to stop. The system needs to be restructured from the beginning, restructured from the bottom up, where we start to build communities where nobody else is left out. $3.355 billion alone in BC is spent keeping all families apart, when that money sure could do a lot of good down here everywhere to keep our families together. And with many hands, we can make a difference. We really can.
So protest is on the 31st of
January 31st, 1 p.m., Victory Square, because we are going to be victorious, and then we're going to go and mosh both of the ministry buildings. Some of us will have masks, some of us won't. I won't, but I might. A half and half. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be
Potluck, food, getting people together, singing, drums, raising awareness.
I would like to say something. I am a person that has been hurt from the government taking my children and saying that my children are better off in government care. They put my children, 2 of them, on pills, And these children never smoked weed, never drank, never did nothing. And today, these children are on drugs.
How long have they been in ministry care?
Since I've been hurting, and they have been hurting for, I would say, 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah, I'm the
Wow.
product of the government taking.
Now they have
I
your
walk
kids.
down these streets hurt.
Now
I'm
they have your
alcoholic,
kids.
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The government took my children away, saying they would be better with them. Now today, my children are struggling with issues.
Yeah. The ministry's
thank
not
you-
helping. They're just,
And thank you so much for listening to me. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
you're welcome. Good job, guys.
No more silence.
Good job.
Can I say something now?
Sure can.
Can I say something? Hold on. Okay. Stop being without the reasons of your beliefs, what helps and what doesn't. We all have our rights to our personal rich or poor needs. What's useful
Because of the stigmas against parents.
and what isn't useful?
Because no parent whose child isn't
My
there
children were taken
should
away, but I
suffer
have three of them back.
by any
And different
member
stories were
of
told
the
when they were
Ministry
taken
for Children
away.
and Families, and unless we trust this
I was
issue,
treated like garbage.
parents were going to be treated
And now I don't want to
this
be
way
treated like garbage. I
until
have other people
we do
treated like
something and
garbage.
speak out about it.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it was good for
No end to any
not being good. I didn't like that too much, and I thought it was wrong to grade everybody by what they did and not by who they were and what they loved.
And that we have rights,
our families to know that
Yeah.
and to not violate them anymore. No more excuses for MCFT.
Exactly. Good message.
I didn't ask when they took away my children. I wasn't being graded for who I was or who really or how much we meant to each other. No, I was being graded for what I didn't do and for what I did do. At least that's what they told me anyway. So what happened along the way?
So, I just want to say that I was a product of the ministry. I became a ward of the court. The first group home we were in, there was sexual abuse with the father and the son. And then the second group home they put me in, there's a lot of neglect. And the week before Christmas, 4 of the kids died. There was no fire hydrant, there's no fire extinguisher, there was no alarms to give us warning, when the fire started. So, the end result is, there's no care in the system. They say things are in the best interest of the child. That's a bunch of crap.
They made a
And you
lot
know
of
who I
broken
am because
promises.
you know what? You social workers have been
broken
breathing my
stories
back,
about us
down my neck ever since I started having children. And the color of my skin means that you will always be breathing down my back and my children's back. So
Right.
back off.
Good message. Good message.
Because they were getting rich by keeping our children through money. They took some of our children for the money. They didn't take the children because they cared and loved us.
Give our children
Or
back.
them.
Give our children back. 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 Give our children back.
Give our children back.
Silence no more. 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 And silence no more. And we invite Idle No More to come down too. Come down, Idle No More. Support. Support. This is like the number 2 issue. Kill Bill C-45 and fix the ministry. We'll make 2 huge dents in the world. And this is not just a Canadian problem, it's an international problem. There will be people in the UK releasing thousands of balloons on behalf of the children that are in care. And they'll have little messages in there for our children to give to them because they can't give those messages to them. And those will be released. And also for all the children that died in care. Balloons will be released for that. That's in the UK, but check it out. We'll be around. No more excuses.
So what about the children? They said that they were made to believe they were okay and found out later they weren't.
And I'm an angry foster child. I am. I'm really mad.
There are a lot of angry foster children that are adults now and who still remember the people that took them away and abused them. Well, the people that they were given to were abused them. What about those people too?
Provide the services
It isn't all
parents
about
need
us, but it isn't all
instead of
about them either.
discriminating against us and reviewing our children.
Okay, so Thursday.
Thursday.